coulda, woulda. When the announcer starts saying that, you know it's not great. And no, it's not over. But I'll tell you what, 5 points out of a playoff spot. There is a lot of work cut out for this team. And the Steel, you will hear from the general manager Tyler Haskins in our first intermission report. Looks like the new guy. So Colin Sisson Steel, the official trade. Want to get the official writing on it, at least. But 2 picks, one in the Phase 1, Round 1 overall with Fargo, and then I believe it was a Phase 1, Round 5. And Patrick Tolan, who will be playing tonight for Chicago, in the lineup for the Steel. Also coming over for the Steel in this trade was a defenseman out of Rogers, Minnesota. He's not reporting until the high school season is over. He will not be in the Chicago Steel starting lineup this weekend. So once again, that defenseman is Cole Baumgartner. So one of the super fans in Fargo gave me a huge report. Shout out to Mikey on these guys. We'll talk a bit more about them, but it's a busy pregame, so we're actually probably going to move Tyler Haskins, the general manager and associate head coach, into our first intermission report. We'll see if the Steel are going to trade anymore. Whoop-de-doo. There might be, might not, you know, but Miles Bergen, we wish him the best as well of luck. He is apparently sanctioned to a non-sanctioned league, and so that is the press release I get. But Colin Sisson, a guy who's played in Chicago for some time, for 3 seasons now, leading scorer, 33 points coming into this weekend. Hope he gets the Clark Cup in Fargo. I know the Steel will join Arseny Marchenko there, and I wish his family and him the best of luck and happy trails. He's a great kid. You know, I at times would see him at least journaling on game days, doing different things that kids his age really, you know, on the social media and the whole nine. But really good kid, and I'm excited to Steel. I talked to Patrick before the game today, and so you'll hear from him in just a couple of moments. But at least the report I got from Fargo is that he's been one of their best players, if not the best player on that team this year, which one of the top players, and that's just part of the deal. So once again, Tyler Haskins hitting a home run, it looks like, and as a trade should be, really good for both sides. So let's move forward now to tonight. Once again, those Phantoms looking to cushy up their lead in the Eastern Conference as they've beaten the Steel in their last 4 meetings this season. As we scratch for Youngstown tonight, Evan Jardine suspended 2 games. He's out. Jack Hamilton injured, and it's Mitsush Kowarczyk. He is scratched. So for the Steel, that's a break, as he was, at least one Steel defender said the hardest guy in the league to defend was Kowarczyk. Not going to quote the player either. Scratches for Chicago. Benson Grande suspended. He did get a knee. He got a game on that knee in that 3rd period I mentioned briefly here in the pregame show last Saturday nights. That was at least the start of what would ensue, be just a boatload of penalties for the Steel. Could not finish the job. Madison sneaks in the back door. Not only do they tie the game, they get the extra point. Do the Steel have different stories this weekend? We're going to find out regardless. Youngstown Phantoms and Chicago Steel is coming at you. Phantoms starting lineup here tonight. In the pipes, he's a Czech native out of Most. At 6'4", 188 pounds. He's second in the USHL, 921 save percentage. He is not allowed at least 5 or more goals this season in a start for Youngstown, and has only lost just on Wednesday for the first time since once. December 12th. Crazy. It's Tobias Treball. 26-2 overall. His numbers definitely tell the tale, actually. I mentioned that goalies in this league, their numbers don't tell the tale sometimes. Well, Treball seems to be the real deal. On defense for the Phantoms, he's a Northville, Michigan native. Left-handed shot, alternate captain, number 3, Jack Wilson. He's on the left side with the Woodlands, Texas native, 5th in the USHL among D in scoring. And Jumping Jack Wilson, second among D. He's got 31 points, but this guy's got 28, fifth. Number 14, left-handed shot, Carter Murphy. Both of those guys undersized, but terrific defensemen. Move the puck the other way. It's almost like the Steel really want to play that Youngstown style. Just, I would say that the Youngstown style's got a little more grit and grind to them. Some of that jam. Anyhow, back to the Youngstown starting lineup. At left wing, he's a Shakopee, Minnesota native for the Phantoms, number 21, Cooper Simpson. He's also a USHL leading scorer. At right wing, a Forest Lake, Minnesota native. 6 points the other night for the Phantoms in the win last weekend against the NTDP. Number 91, Malachi McKinnon at the right wing, and at center, the Rolling Hill Meadows, Illinois native. The hero here on December 27th and 28th. And it is at center tonight for the Phantoms. Number 17, Jack Hextall. Hextall scoring that tying goal with just 46 seconds to go back on December 27th to extend the game. McKinnon would win it in overtime. And then the next night, Hextall scoring in overtime to be the hero. What do we have this evening, folks? Well, we're about to find out here on sensory-friendly nights from the Fox Valley Ice Arena. Youngstown Phantoms, Chicago Steel. Meeting number 5 is the Phantoms, who have at least 3 straight wins against the Steel back on November 1st, 27th, and 28th. Looking to change the script tonight. Phantoms and Steel coming at you, but first we do have an interview from the new member of the Chicago Steel, winger Patrick Tolan, a guy who, again, I got a really good scouting report with before the game. Here is what Patrick thinks of his game bringing to Chicago.
With newly acquired Chicago Steel forward Patrick Tolan. Patrick, talk about the feeling of being traded. I know you guys are so young, but just experiencing it at this level, was it a shock to you?
Yeah, I definitely say it was a kind of a big surprise. Definitely a lot of emotions kind of flood your brain, but I'm excited to be here, and I think it's a good opportunity for me. So, yeah.
You're an Anchorage, Alaska native, so tell me what you do there in the summer. I mean, because obviously it's a big hockey place, but
yeah,
what kind of things do you do in Anchorage?
If I'm not skating or working out, I'm probably fishing or hiking, just probably being outdoors and hanging out with some buddies.
Big nature guy or what?
Yeah, I mean, I like to fish a lot, so try to get out there as much as I can.
Tell Steel Nation what your game consists of.
I think I'm kind of an energy guy. I like to get on the forecheck and, disrupt plays and try to create offense out of turnovers. And I like to, compete and try to be a player that's hard to play against.
On a 1 to 10, what would you say your physicality stands at?
Maybe about 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good assessment. That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't know, but that's pretty honest.
I don't know. Maybe you guys will see tonight.
All right. Lastly, just talk a bit about somebody in your career that's been an influence personally or as a hockey player, someone who's really been an influence on your hockey career.
I'd probably just say my dad. He gave this love for the sport to me, and he really inspired me, and he pushes me every day, and he's such a good support system, and I'd say my whole family too. They're just really good supporters.
Lastly, what did the coaching staff give you any pointers? You're good, bro. Did the coaching staff say anything to you? What in terms of expectations or standards or anything like that?
I just think they need some new blood right now and kind of a spark plug to kind of get this team going. So, other than that, I'm not too sure, but I think I just got to play my game, and I think that's what they're looking for.
That is new Steel winger Patrick Tolan. Seems like a great kid. The official trade once again, folks, as the Steel hit the ice surface at Fox Valley Ice Arena. Steel getting a Phase 1 5th-round pick. My apologies. I mentioned it was a first. Nope. Phase 2 third. And so what that means is Phase 1 is your younger guys, your futures, your affiliates, but it doesn't really, I don't think, matter what round. If you look, Jason Millett for the Steel, who has been their most consistent defenseman this season, he was a last round pick. So don't even ask me how many rounds there are, but there's a decent amount. There's a lot of rounds. This isn't the NHL. There's not 6 or 7. Try at least doubling that, maybe tripling it. So a lot of scouting, homework, and preparation goes between these trades. And I think for Tyler Haskins, you get Cole Bumgarner again. He's a forward as well. He's in high school hockey with Rogers, Minnesota. And then Tolan, who has put up pretty good numbers, 17 points, 9 goals. Yeah, he's got points in 4 or 5. He actually hasn't gone 2 straight games without a point since November 1st. Knock on wood, announcer jinx. And again, at least from afar, I think it's another just home run of a trade from Tyler Haskins, the general manager and associate head coach of the Steel. And, well, we do have our third string PA announcer in here, Steve, giving us the Steel starting lineup. But with so much here in our pregame show, I'm going to have to give it to you, folks. But let's head down to our nation's colors first. Take it over, Franklin.
By the dawn's early light, what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, fans, and thank you to the
Alrighty. And that's the Franklin Middle School Choir. Well, it is a soft night. Steve Hayes, our public address announcer, fabulous guy. And I mentioned with Steve beforehand, well, it is because the warm-up tunes, at least beforehand, a little soft, and that's because it's sensory-friendly night. Does that mean I'm going soft on Youngstown? Absolutely not. Maybe they'll go soft on the Steel as the Steel and Phantoms commence for the 5th time. It all began on this fabulous season back on October 31st, a Halloween night, a 3-2 Steel win. Back when you believe it, in October of 2025, the Phams followed up with one of the toughest whoopings against the Steel, 6-1 win. In a game the Steel did not have a shot on goal for over 20 minutes of play at one point. Fast forward now to December 27th and 28th. And the Steel playing 2 heck of a games, especially that first game against the Phams. But mentioned in the pregame show, I was a little blunt, a little bitter, I'd say, because it's this team, the Steel. They found ways to lose, and I think that last weekend was enough for Scott Gomez, his staff. As you'll hear a great interview this weekend. I'm thinking second intermission with Tyler Haskins, talking about the future state and present state of this club as the Steel and Phantoms kick off at center. It's the Rolling Meadows native, Jack Hextall, losing the draw to Brady Kudrick. And we're underway. Kudrick winning it for the Steel. And Cole Tumanaro snaps it across left side to Luke Gockler. Can't take it cleanly, can Gockler. And now tripping there was Hextall, losing his balance. Referees here this evening: Ryan Baker, Samuel Wilson Jr. are Panda referees. AJ Kopstead and Josh Rosenbaum are Lions Pandas. Steel D to D here. Phantoms boasting the best defense in the USHL, arguably the best goaltender, as Trable, a right-handed catch, swallows his first shot of the night. And boy, was Trable fabulous back here in December, just over a month ago, in the win for the Phantoms. On night one, he stopped 31 of 33 in the win, and on night two, 39 of 41. And he's won 8 of his last 9 starts, has 20 wins, 6 losses, 2 overtime losses, 3 shutouts, 921 save percentage, is second in the USHL by .2. He's, again, 3 regulation losses as an icing against the Phantoms here is waved off. As Shorter was back easily. Meanwhile, it's Jonas Kemp's first 50 seconds into this one. That's part of the reason the Phantoms have that best goals against in the USHL. And you look up front, the guys they start, Jack Wilson, 5'8", 176, second in USHL D in points. Carter Murphy, 5'8", 169. Not only do they have the height in common, but they can move the puck. Really good skaters. I'd say Murphy are pretty, I wouldn't say flashy, smooth skater. Wilson, confident, 186 USHL games entering tonight. Stealing the zone entry. Zach Spagnuolo on the far wall trying to pinch in. It gets out as Kazumu Sasaki takes a hit, makes a play as the Phams here stirring left to right on your screen as Tepley will go to the bench with Cal Houston. 5-4 loss in Plymouth the other night for Youngstown. As Ryan Rusinski threw it to the slot, nudged off a steel stick, and Braden Thompson will squeal in behind the net, keep the puck alive. Looking down low for his intended receiver here. As Ryan Rusinski is a Buffalo Sabres 7th round pick. Takes a check from Spagnuolo in the right corner. 2 minutes in, no score. Phantoms here cycling the puck. Rusinski, 4th in the USHL, 47 points. 25 of those on the man advantage as this one comes to the glove of Vlade Loivara. And Vadi, he's been awesome for the steal so far in his sample size for Chicago. And Vadi, this season, had his first shutout 2 weeks ago in Madison for Chicago. And overall, Vadi Loivara on the year, 2.63 goals against, a 917 save percentage in his 8th start here for the Steel. Phantoms left to right. Set up shop, Jesse Orlowski from the far boards. Wilson deep slot, swing and a miss. And now the Steel the other way. Mentioned in the pregame as we wish Colin Sisson the best of luck, and we welcome with open arms to the Steel Patrick Tolan wearing the number 7. Cole Bumgardner is still playing high school hockey, folks, so it'll be a bit before we see him. Right now, still D to D. As it's Alex Hasadorian twisting the puck here in the Phantom zone. Murphy retrieves. Couple Texas boys as Crowder was lurking from behind, but it's Murphy through the runway. Looking down the right wing boards. Not an icing call as the puck was tipped there by Logan Anderson. Fort Myers native. As we remain scoreless in this one. So a pair of overtime losses for the Steel in the 27th and 28th. Halloween, the Steel winning 3-2, losing 6-1 the night after. Long story short, as we get an icing call. And yeah, it was just, Trable made one of the best saves I've ever seen. Behind the back, stick blocker combo save on a wide open net. I mean, he's the guy that if I'm an NHL scout, I got my eye on him. Right-handed catch. 07, he's got the size, 6'4", $188. More importantly, he makes that save. He makes the big save. His rebound control an issue? I mean, at that age, whatever. You got your whole life to work on that. Oh, this one almost off Trevor Shorter. Right pad save, Loivara. 16:40 in the first, remains scoreless. As Youngstown, most consistent team in the USHL. You look in that Western Conference as the Steel get it in deep. Fetched by Murphy on the retrieval. Gave it away to Crowder, not cleanly. Crowder looking down low here for Kudrick. Kudrick protecting the puck. They'll cycle with Luke Gockler. Back to Shorter right point. Looking left for Jonas Kemps. Fires, deflected. Looked like Crowder got a piece and it's skewered wide. Down low, the puck funneled. 4 minutes in, no score. And we mentioned Luke Gockler being a dark horse this year, looking for a strong finish for Chicago. Yeah, well, again, this isn't just, but, you know, he's been quiet. I mean, since he's gotten back from his injury up front for the Steel, And, adding Rylan Rooney, Steele getting their identity in check here as Ashton Schultz over the line. Ripples behind the Youngstown net, looking out front. Tepley got a piece, and then the second chance turnaround is denied as welcome to Chicago, Patrick Tolan on the second chance in front of the net. It's Tolan a little bigger in that number 7, listed at 6 feet, 189 pounds. Once again, an Anchorage kid. And that was a couple of good looks for the Steel. Nice check there by Tolan. Thank you very much. That is exactly what the Steel need. It's just, I'm not looking for a big check, but just playing the body as Tolan receives it, goes to the bench. But that is how you put a shift on right there, number 7. I love it. Welcome to Chicago. Isn't it amazing? Didn't even get to our Geneva Comfort Suites keys of the game. Oh, well, don't you worry. Zach Spagnolo hits the red line, gets crunched there by Richard Zimlicka. Puck freed up to now the Phantoms, who were looking for the stretch play, but Jack Wilson couldn't find it cleanly as Jesse Orlowski tips it behind the net. Now funnels, dodging James Scantleberry. Far side, Omen steps in. Sean Miller on the far boards in the right wing circle down low. Into the right corner, picked up by Logan Anderson. On his backhand, didn't get enough on it. No score remains, 14-20 in the first. As right now, Anderson over the red line. So he'll head to the bench, at least Miller will, and the cycle ensues. Scantleberry sticks with another 19, Alexander Svedov. His father was a former heavyweight in the NHL at his time, fought Duncan Keith of the Hawks. Great YouTube clip, by the way. Look it up if you're really bored. Alexander Svedov, his son also Alexander. No score. That was back in 2006 when YouTube was just coming out, too. Left wing board, Simpson, your USHL points leader. Rusinski left circle, shot blocked by Marco Sinercha. Rusinski back to the blue line to Wilson. To his right, Thompson shoots off a body and out of play. It was either Svedov or Scantleberry, who's still on the ice. We'll see where the referee spot this face-off. And with 13:30 to go here in period 1, we have no score in the Steel Broadcast and Audio Network. Your voice of the Chicago Steel, Mark Citron, back with a no score face-off in the Chicago zone. A couple looks for the Steel, including Patrick Tolan getting a look in front of the net, like it, nose to the net, and mentioned in the interview with me before the game, just a guy that can, use his frame again, just finishing a simple check, nose to the net, and I like it so far. Still a good look, and looking for some energy, though. It's funny. When Tolan put that body on, it also reminded me of my Comfort Inn Suites Geneva keys of the game presented by the Comfort Inn Suites Geneva. Back to action here with 13:20. No score. Hope you folks are having a great weekend. Listen, it's not a whole laundry list. Play the body. Tolan just, and there's Rusinski through the fence, trying to tuck it to the forehand, and a stop made. Loivara. Got to get meaner. It's almost like the movie Dodgeball with Patches O'Haley. He says, you got to get angry, but not silly. And boneheaded. As Murphy back on the blocker, save, deep slot, let it go. Nice release from Murphy. Mentioned his points, 5th in the USHL. Him and jumping Jack Wilson. So 28 for Murphy, 31 for Wilson. Not much of an extension. But they're puck moving. I wouldn't even say they're flashy at all. I'd say they get the job done They're two-way defensemen, but they're very, as I've talked about many broadcasts this year, underrated in their own ways. Murphy, very talented. And again, you have that goaltending. It all starts in your back end. No score remains. Still just chopping it up here. Give and go. Crowder, deep slot to the net. Off of Adams. That was formerly Kevin Adams' son, Jackson, who got a piece of it. But now it's Trevor Shorter winding and scoring. First USHL goal for Trevor Shorter. He wired that wrist shot by Trable, and the Steel have a 1-0 lead. Well, I can tell you, you're definitely shorter than Trevor Shorter at 6'7", 203 pounds of him, the Elmhurst, Illinois native. Just absolutely spanking that bad boy, and what a heater for your first USHO goal of your career. 1-0 Chicago, 8 minutes in this bad boy. Well, he's another guy that's quietly made his way into the lineup, and now a knuckle puck on the far right side by McKinnon is denied there by Loivara. Shorter back out here with Jonas Kemps defensively. Mentioned the steal, at least in terms of goals consumed, as look out. Deep slot chances shot over the net, and the rebound, Hextall chipped it toward the net. Cal Houston on the original shot as Tepley swinging a miss. Puck outside the zone, curled back and dragged behind the Chicago net as Loivar will play it on. Kemps to his left side as Ashton Schultz looking right, icing against the steal. I mentioned some of the older guys, and for the Steel veterans, yes, including Schultz, looking to finish this year strong. I mentioned Luke Gockler, a kid who, I mean, you look at his start of the year, and I'm not sure if the injury has anything to do with this, but he had 11 points. He had 11 points in his first 12, 13 games for Gockler. And since then, I mean, he's got 2 points. He's got just 2 goals since December 1st. Since 11-7, this isn't just Gockler. This is, you look at everybody up front. Jackson Crowder, Ashton Schultz, looking for more down this stretch from your older guys. No, this isn't a pity party either, but the Steel, they're not, again, Scott Gomez has told me many times that he's going to get the guys out of here that, in a sense, can get things back for and at least change that identity with. Right now, it's a new guy, Tolan in the left corner. 1-0 Chicago. Tolan working down low with Schultz. Schultz to the front, looking for his man, Rooney. Couldn't take it cleanly. And Zemlicka now powering down the far wing. 5 goals in 9 games in his USHL career. The Czech native just intercepted by Rooney, who fabulous defensive awareness. Rooney looking to pop a sauce play. 1-0 Chicago. To Zach Spagnuolo hovering toward the net. Omen, who's now your leading scorer, 31 points for the Steel. Tolan, by the way, 9 goals, 8 assists so far through 31. Had a chance earlier, 10:06 here in the first. Timmy Kazda tries to get going. Into the right corner. Powering down the far boards. Pass taken by Miller. And he will guide it now in the neutral zone. Outlet to Anderson. Anderson to the net, 5-hole save, Loivara. Sonercha tweaks it to his left. Oman plugs Scantleberry. Dashing a pass in the neutral zone to Kazda down the right wing. Splits to Berard defensively. That's Brody Berard on the retrieval. Board battle engaged by Kazda. Puck is spiked ahead here by Jesse Orlowski. Orlowski gets a lead pass. He's in. He shoots off there of Tuminaro and squeegeed up and out of play. Orlowski looking for his second of the season. Split the Steel defense, but Tuminaro got a piece on the recovery. Steel 1 and the Phantoms nothing with 9:21 the first. Face off in the Chicago zone. Happy Friday, folks. 1-0 Chicago. Trevor Shorter. First USHL goal with a Rocket. Face off in the steel zone. Feed off. Won it back to Thompson. Swings it left. Murphy. Fake shot pass. Cooper Simpson. First in the U show this season. 54 points, 23 goals, 31 outburst steal. Sponge it to center. And Charlton with 9 to play in the first. Nice play to Asadorian. Wraparound. He'll shoot. Good look there. Hit the side of the post on Trable. As Charlton handcuffed on the puck still. 12-3-3 when they score first this season. Schultz dashed off the puck. I mentioned some of the older guys in the Steel lineup. Schultz, well, this isn't a homework show, but you look at the scoring as an exterior shot from Loic Varas fought off, and a lot of reasons behind this. I think Ashton's really turned his game around in a sense defensively and off the puck. And so the goals will come there as Asadorian in the forecheck. Both Schultz and Crowder dealing with injuries this year, but again, for me, it's just, hey, we know what they have to do at least formula-wise, and now it's a turnover and a chance. McKinnon buries it. Malachi McKinnon off the steal giveaway. Threads the needle. Wrist shot in the back of the net. We're tied at 1. And once again, this looks like the puck slowed down in the Steel defensive zone here. And it led to a huge giveaway right in the top of the slot. And an absolute wire for McKinnon, who's in his first year in the USHL. That's his 19th goal, 40th points. Mentioned his 6-point night the other night. And Malachi ties the score at 1 with 8-12 here in the first. 3-3 the other night. Then he had a 4-point night against those 17s and held off against the 18s, resuming right back. Face off as Hextall on his knees in the far circle. I beg your pardon, far right wing side. Threw it to the Steel net. On that last goal, Spagnolo trying to turn and go D to D. Just lost the puck, stopped on him. We'll get all the assists and all the scoring for you folks. Right now, the score on the board is what matters. And it's the Phantoms ripping it in. Tepley does the favors. One thing to look out for Tepley, he's 4th in the USHL, 17 minor penalties. And my notes here say 3rd as the Steel here operate behind their own net. Sonercha to Cole Tumanaro. Powers Skockler as Crowder got hit there at the line. Is up and looking to score, but a glove save in the deep slot for Jackson Crowder letting it go. We're tied at 1, 7-17 here on the Steel Broadcast and Audio Network. Proudly presented by TechWorks, your free Wi-Fi sponsor at the Fox Valley Ice Arena. The managed IT provider to the Chicago Steel. They help protect business tech as it were their own. Call TechWorks today at 630-482-2227. Visit techworks.com and see how their managed IT can transform your business. 1-1 score. Shot 6-4. Youngstown face-off with 7-17 the first. Won by Timmy Kazda over Logan Anderson. Far side now. Orlowski coughed it up. Scantleberry tees up Omen a shot. Blocked there defensively by Adams. Right corner Kazda and Omen a cut and a miss there in the right circle from Scantleberry. Great pass from James. Scantleberry 6th among rookies in points this season, 19. As Omen off the hustle here, and Wilson will take it himself. Jack. Mentioned jumping Jack because, as I always mention offside against the Phantoms, Jack Wilson, the former Pittsburgh Pirates shortstop. They used to call him Jumpin' Jack Fletch. And so he's a Northville, Michigan native. Is this Jack Wilson? Just outside of Pittsburgh there in Youngstown. 1-1 score face-off above the Youngstown blue line. It'll be Jakob Hesch and Alex Asadorian as Asadorian is kicked out. And all of a sudden, look at the Steel roster. I mean, it's crazy how, as the off-ice officials want the officials' attention here. It's crazy how it has flipped, at least. Like Rooney, Asadorian, Tolan. I mean, other guys to come. Like Wyatt Harris was the start, and he was fabulous. Well, you'll hear him on color tomorrow for the Steel. Jason Millets Pumps it in the right corner. Crowder into the forecheck with Murphy. Two Texas boys after a biscuit, both in the Dallas Stars Elite program, as Crowder finishing with a shove of the possession to the Phantoms. That's off Spagnuolo into the Phantom bench as we get the whistle and stoppage of play. And folks coming in from out of town, check out the newly renovated Comfort and Suites Geneva. It's located conveniently right around the corner from the Fox Valley Ice Arena, home of the Chicago Steel. Complimentary breakfast, free use of the Wi-Fi, indoor heated pool and hot tub, exercise room, all included in your stay. Kim McNamara is the contact at 630-208-8811. Or email sales at comfortingeneva.com. The Comfort and Suite Geneva is the team hotel of Chicago Steel. This almost turned like into another pregame show. We want physicality. You want to see more desperation. Again, this is not a bad start for the Steel. You get the first goal as Rooney gets the stretch trying to go through Carter Murphy, and great stick detail, edged it to the right point here in the Phantom zone. Eventually worked out. Oh, there's a huge check to Monaro on Sasaki. Oh my, that's more of that. Please, Doc. I need an RX of that. Tuminaro smash, but now Tuminaro away from the puck. Simlicka got a piece, and it musters to center. Wound back in by Rusinski. 1-1 score, 5:30 in the first. Right on cue there was the physicality for me and for me. The Steel are going to have to score a power play goal this weekend as this hits the Jumbotron at center ice. Uh-oh. Someone's not going to be happy here in the building. And I think we know who, the two-time Executive of the Year, Dan Lev, Chicago Steel president, tied at 1. Oh, boy. Hits the big old 1 here. It might be on your screen, folks. You'll see it. 1-1 score with 5:21 to play. Power play goal. Let me finish my thoughts. The last time the Steel have scored at home on the power play was November 22nd, 2025. Hate to be the what is it, bear? I don't even know. I swear, the good news, it's only been 7 games in that span. But the Steelers are 0 for 21 in that stretch. Did some deep dives on this, not necessarily as a numbers guy, but the Youngstown Steel first period, there's a lot of talking to be involved. It's the Phantoms D-to-D right now. Simpson, and on the coverage, Gockler along with number 28, Brady Kudrick. Extra credit, they call him, playing defense a couple weeks ago. It's just fabulous. As the puck ropes into Steel territory, far wing boards, Kemps retrieves. Goes to Trevor Shorter, who's got his first USHL goal, but off the puck, McKinnon here, good work. Malachi McKinnon's got the other right on cue. Hextall on the cycle. Checked into the boards by Shorter. McKinnon takes a push. Far boards, he'll wire the pass here, the point. Letting it go, one-timer there. Houston in the rebound. Save is made. Well, great pass there from the blue line. It was Jack Wilson in a flash making that pass. And in a 1-1 score with 4:14 in the first. That power play, though, for the Steel, they are executing 3 for 37. Folks, you do the math on that. 7%. That is last in the USHL. But I don't care if it's home or away. You look at the power play on the road, it's 3rd in the USHL, but it's right here at home ice. This team's got to execute more. 4 minutes to play in the first. We're tied at 1. And the coaches obviously know it. As an icing against the Phantoms here, 3:52. But it's just it's fascinating because you kind of look and you step outside the box for a moment, and you know the Steel's record when they score 3 or more goals, 15-5-3. And I'll let you do the math on what it is when they don't score 3 or more goals. It's not the most genius stat, but it shows you how many times they've scored less than 3 in a hockey game. And so that is it for that. Steel looking for that forecheck, looking for that energy, looking for that work ethic. As Spagnuolo, a chopper, flared towards the net, hit off a couple of bodies. As Millett looking to slant it around the horn. McKinnon ties up his man. Weave by Wilson, but not out. Still hold the line. Kazda, there's Scantleberry maybe getting away with one. Kazda, a right pad save there. Good save by Trable. Shots are 7-6 Phantoms. 1-1 score, 3:20 in the first. Millets, right to Kazda. Dropping it off, Scantleberry to Millet, fakes the shot. Omen back to the blue line, Millet. Omen exchanging. Benson Grande, our first intermission guests on the program. Puck is into the right corner in the Phantom zone. And there's a call coming against the steal. Off the puck as Miller's hounded down. Yeah, the way that third period last Saturday night, still have a little sour taste in my mouth, but with those penalties, mentioned situational awareness, our Geneva comfort and sweet keys to the game. That's the first time I mentioned it tonight. Coming out of your own zone, you're in a puck battle, working tenaciously there, but Steel just have a way of taking these penalties and not a great time. 2:54 in the first. I mean, it's a fair period right now being played by the Steel. It's not bad, but how about a nice kill here? Steel 5 shorthanded goals in the USHL, so do the Phantoms. 2 of them from Kudrick. Right now it's Kudrick on the assignment defensively in a 1-1 score. So in the box, Omen. And for Youngstown, though, I mentioned the power play for the Steel, but Phantoms second in the USHL, 28% of the man advantage. It's a whole platter talking about Phantoms and their point production as Hextall, good stick detail with Kudrick and Gockler here up front. Sinercha, Tuminaro defensively. As Simpson, I mentioned, first in the USHL with 54 points, well, 29 of them on the power play. As Gockler turn around, can't clear. What a keep by Wilson there on the fringe of the blue line. Left for Simpson. Back to Wilson, left point. Simpson on the left wing side. It's Hex on the right wing side. Shot off Sinercha as McKinnon steers it with Sinercha on his tail. McKinnon got a piece. Gelled by Rusinski. Off of Sinercha. Sinercha on the backhand to Gockler in front of him. Chips it to center. And Kudrick will get it down. 55 seconds here in the kill. Buck 47. Period 1, tie to 1. Phantom power play, 50 seconds to go on it. Phantoms, Hesh will get the dish from Sasaki. Looking on the far swing for Anderson. Lost the stick, made a pass to Logan Anderson. To his far side. Semlicka. Exterior right wing side. Back to the blue line. Murphy to the net deflected save. Loivara on Anderson, who's looks like he lost a mitt. Little extra after the whistle. Phantoms right in the middle of the pack at 8th in the USHL in terms of penalties per game and minutes. All around at least 15 minutes or so in terms of points per game. Steel 11 or so minutes a game, and you realize it's only 2 extra penalties, but for me it's all situational awareness for the Steel. Time and a place, right? Penalty kill has been much better of late for Chicago. 74% flat. It's increased 7% since the new year. So Steel have definitely played their dividends there as Jakob Hesh the stretch going into the fence. The backhand save, the rebound. Oh, Anderson crunching in. It flew over the net. Anderson follows up. Back. Zemlicka. Deep slot. Murphy doesn't shoot. Toils to his left. Hesh, pass not clean, and it's Omen out of the box. 45 seconds in the first, wavering down the left wing. Goes left. That's a Dorian looking for the tic-tac-toe. I think Trable got a piece. Redirects deep slot. Omen twisting and right to Tuminaro. Straddles left all the way top of the left circle. Back to Millet. Shoots. Deflection. And it's off Asadorian's tail. Now on the left side, it's Omen curling a pass. Deep slot. Crowder to the backhand. Fluffing Tuminaro. Shot deflected by Asadorian, stopping the 5-hole Trable. 18 seconds in the period. Tuminaro shot. Rockets off Tepley. And is retrieved by Omen. Scurries right. Omen. Deep slot. One-timer. Tuminaro tip. Crowder deflected wide. Crowder pounds down Murphy. 1 second though. Still got to shoot. Millet shoots. And he missed up high. Good shift there for that unit. Jackson Crowder, Tobias Oman, Cole Tumanaro, along with Jason Millett. Fabulous stuff, fellas. Tied at 1. A lot of things to report. Benson Grandy in our first intermission reports. Tyler Haskins, the general manager, associate head coach. You will hear from him in the second intermission report. Tied at 1. Shots are 9-8. Phantoms through 20 on the Steel Broadcast and Audio Network. You are tuning into Chicago Steel Hockey. First intermission report, which is proudly presented by the Chick-fil-A. Score 4 more goals at a Steel home game. If the Steel score more, Then 4 goals at a Chicago Steel home game this season. All fans in attendance will win either a free chicken biscuit or a free chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A Batavia or Chick-fil-A St. Charles. That is the Chick-fil-A Score 4 promotion at each home game this season, folks. Be safe on the roads, but if you're listening, visit Chick-fil-A St. Charles or Chick-fil-A Batavia today. Well, it's tied at 1 through 20 minutes of play. Trevor Shorter, first USHL goal. Luke Cockler gets the secondary. Brady Kudrick gets the primary assist on a rip at the 7:55 mark. What a shot it was as Benson Grande joins me, and Malachi McKinnon nodded to score at 1. Tough takeaway there, D-to-D in the steel end zones. Feed off, and Matej Tepley gets the assist there. That was at 11:48. Long story short, but Benson, welcome to the program here, and
Yeah.
what did you think of that first period there?
Yeah, I thought the start was maybe a little bit slow. I think the boys did a really good job of picking up the pace by the end. We had a great last shift there, and yeah, I think it was good momentum going in there to the second period.
Now, talk a bit about, I know you're suspended tonight, so we're not going to talk about that play because we
Yeah.
both have the same opinion on it, but
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what we think. So talk about your rookie season. I know that it was a heartfelt homecoming back in Fargo in November, but
Yeah, it was
talk,
awesome.
talk more about that and just your season so far.
Yeah, the USHL, it's a big jump, and especially from 18U hockey, it's a big jump, and I think that all rookies have a tough time to start, but I think I've done a pretty good job of, especially these last few weeks, just getting in the groove of things. And yeah, I think it's been good, and obviously it was great to play in Fargo. I grew up watching the Force all my life and going to those games, so I had a lot of family, a lot of fans there cheering me on, so it was great to get all the support from them, and it was just really incredibly fun.
Wait, how many people were there in Fargo where you're from?
Oh boy, I can't even put a number on it.
Really?
It was a lot, and I'm really grateful. Yeah.
Benson Grande here with us at our first intermission reporters. We're tied at 1 from the Fox Valley Ice Arena. Benson, what's something on your game right now? I know you're coming along, but give us a detail about what you're working on in your game.
I think that like I said, it's a big step coming to the USHL back from AAA hockey. I think physicality is a big part, and with Coach Haskins, he's been helping me. He's been doing a great job with helping me, but I think, yeah, physicality, just been working on that, and just watching film with him and going over that every day. He helps me a lot, but I think that's one major thing I'm working on in my game.
I don't think you're alone either. It was funny. I mentioned physicality in the first period a lot. I kind of actually got me going on a side conversation in terms of physicality. What do you think about physicality at this level, Benson? Is hard, not even for younger guys, but maybe someone who didn't have that in their game to kind of just establish, hey, you just got to finish your guy here or do something here. How difficult is that, if at all?
It's tough, and I think each level you go up, the more physical it gets. Like college hockey is it's so physical. You have to be physical. Like you won't make it if you're not physical. So I think it's just a really important part of the game, and especially nowadays with how skilled people are, you gotta put a body on them. So I think it's just one of the most important aspects of the game.
All right. Beautiful, beautiful stuff there. Benson, lastly, talk a bit about, on our last question for you here, the intermission reports. Talk a bit about the team, at least lately. What's it like, at least having Scott Gomez behind, and Mike Motto and Tyler Haskins, a guy you've done great work with, behind your bench? What kind of things, have you learned?
It's awesome. I mean, Coach Gomez, he knows everything. Like, just the little tips and tricks he tells us. It's like, how does he even see that? Like, it's incredible. He's the smartest coach I've ever played for, and he makes things easy. Just going over and film with him every day, like, he helps me so much. Then Motts, he's obviously does all the D stuff, but he's very smart, and I do PK film with him, penalty kill. Like, he's great about that. And Haskins, he's awesome too. He does film with me, and they all played super high level hockey, so they know what they're talking about, and it's just like, this is just the best place for me, and I've just taken a huge step in my game from all three of these coaches. They've helped me so much.
Well, nothing but good things here. Benson Grande on our first intermission report. Well, thanks for your time, kiddo. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
And,
thank you very much.
good luck out there this weekend.
Thank you.
Benson Grande, the Chicago Steel, and a 1-1 score. It's Trevor Shorter. First USHL goal from Kudrick and Gockler at 7:55, but answered by Malachi McKinnon off a miscue in the Steel defensive zone from Svidov and Tepley. We'll wrap up our first intermission report with some thoughts and some out-of-town scoreboard when we come back right after this on the Steel Broadcast and Audio Network. 1-1 here from Chicago. Well, I like Benson Grandy's analysis. Yeah, I said it was fair at times. I thought the start, a perfect spot on when he's a little slow of a start. I thought the Steel got it going, though, after that 10-minute mark. And they get the first goal from Shorter, rip. By the way, I really subtly like that addition of Trevor Shorter. He's young, he's huge, and if he can get that offensive upside in him, Kudrick, Gockler, and the helpers, it'd be wonderful. And good to see Gockler. I mentioned him. You know, he's been really quiet to start 25, but gets a huge assist there. McKinnon equalized the score. Steel were trying to go D to D, but I thought the response was well. McKinnon's 19th from Svedov and Tepley. And Youngstown has a way. That's the thing. They find ways to win hockey games. They find ways to be gritty, to tie games up. And you look at their offense, it's not bad either. 4th in the USHL in goals for. They mentioned their defense first. And goals against, well, what will we have here? We're moments away from period 2 here from Fox Valley Ice Arena. Second period is next on the Steel Broadcast and Audio Network.
The stations that are always ahead of the game. Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast. Youngstown, Ohio.
You are tuning in to Chicago Steel Hockey, welcoming Youngstown Nation to the broadcasts. The Phantoms, Southwest Ohio, wearing these gorgeous, actually, you know, that Youngstown, I love these whites for the Phantoms. Purple pants, like a purple Tootsie Pop. The Phantom Firework logo, the creepy magician. He's got two white, I mean, you can see white eye from up here, a white eye on that. It's got like he's got a cape as Hextall digs in with Schultz, and it's pulled back by Patrick Tolan, who had a good look. He had a strong first period for the Steel. We're underway in a 1-1 score, period 2. Chicago ices this one approximately 12 seconds in, and if you're curious, let's flash in the numbers there in the first, but Steel when they're tied after 1, 5, 4, and 3. Phantoms 11 and 6. Mention stats. I mean, I'm not even a huge number guy, but I like the numbers that matter. If Youngstown has a lead through 2 periods, they're 21-0-1. So this is a huge period. Long story short, if you want to give me the 60-minute stuff, hey, it's all important. Face off, Hextall lost it to Schultz in the Steel defensive zone. Shorter looking for Rooney. Rooney and Shorter 09s as Rooney can't take cleanly. McKinnon weaving right, looking for Hextall in the pass. Good stick detail. Sinercha got a piece. Right wing boards. Tolan works it forward now, and he'll crisply rifle it in for Rylan Rooney. Rooney scoring his first as a Steel member last Saturday in the loss. Tolan, good work in the corner. Schultz on the exchange behind the net on his backhand here on the far boards. Ashton out of Shorter again, let it go. It was off Rooney and tapered wide. First minute gone by, period 2, tied at 1. Rooney and Schultz teaming up to keep the puck alive. Tolan can't get to it. Chopped as Hextall will use Murphy here as a rather battering ram. Chip it off the line span, and now it's Hextall down the right wing. Jack mustering a backhanded one to the net as his teammates make a fresh change. Cooper Simpson gets tied up, wrapped up by Jonas Kemps, and now it's the Steel and Brady Kudrick looking the other way, but he's pickpocketed. But Kudrick sticks with it, forwarded the puck, and now Rusinski on his backhand looking ahead. That's Kemps cutting it off. Turning it over, those feet off to his left. Chance Simpson up high, missed gloves on the wrist shot. Now on the right wing boards, Gockler battles, strolled by Houston here from Svedov. Houston swings it left. Rusinski trying to make a play as Tepley fed him the biscuit. And I still think of wearing that number 2. My brain wants to say Tomas Machu. As right now, Svedov teeing it up for Rusinski. Rusinski fires deep slot and an easy glove save for Vadi Luivara. 17:49 period 2. In the middle frame, we're tied at 1 face-off in the steal zone. Shots are not punched in, but that's okay. They're not off by much. That was the 10th save there for Luivara, at least this evening. They got it back on the board. Never want to hound our off-ice officials, but still have yet to ask the coaching staff of the Steel. Do you think, is that just, what do you think, folks? Is that just odds on the Steel power play? That on the road, they're clicking at 3rd in the USHL, around 30%. It's about 29.4. But at home, just staggering 7%. Steel were in that first period killing a penalty, so they did not go on the power play. But also on the Steel side of that stat, in a good way, is that the Steel at least have the second fewest power play chances generated, but that's not necessarily a great thing either. Anyways, but I just think that's incredible. 3 of 37. Because if you flip a coin, at least what? I mean, that's 1 out of 2 probabilities. So I don't want to get, this is where I hate math. Uh-oh, 3 on 2 now. Zemlicka, quick awareness as he was looking down low, but Hesh wasn't even waiting for the pass. Great keep by Thompson as he shoots a grounder. Knuckle puck had eyes. The rebound, Zemlicki to Sasaki. Left to Thompson, slithered it through the goal line, and Zemlicka couldn't get a piece. And the puck will scarf back to the Phantom zone. This is an icing call against the Steel. Scott Gomez saying, icing, icing. Don't get off here. And with 16:47, Phantoms, couple of good shifts here, slowly and slowly into period 2. No, I just think it's amazing. I think that for the Steel, you look at some of these losses, if you just add a power play goal in one of them, it's an easy 2 points. So, again, it's sort of something every night for this team, and that's what's kind of been fascinating to me because they're not far off. Well, you'll hear from Tyler Haskins in our second intermission report, the general manager and associate head coach. I mean, I think he's made 3 just incredible trades so far. Wonderful for the Steel for now and the future. Asadorian threw it out front, save, rebound, score! Jackson Crowder. Alex Asadorian buttered his biscuit. And Crowder going to Pound Town. Second licking makes the Steel ahead 2-1. On sensory-friendly night, throwback to the Steel goal song. That I don't know when they changed it, but every time we touch. Your Throwback Friday jam, back to center, 2-1 Steel, 16:25. Well, this is the remix edition, and no one, I don't think, really asked for it, Mark, by Cascadia. 2006. Phantoms looking to respond. Cal Houston from Svedov from the left side here on the fence. Tepley, well, wanded behind the Chicago net. That's Simpson on the maroon puck. Left circle, pulls, fires, and Luivara the stop on the curtain of the goal. Rusinski lost the puck. It's great stuff there. Still going to the net. And Asadorian, good instincts, throwing the puck to the nets. 15:40 in the middle frame. Houston will shuffle it ahead. As now the puck is short changes for Youngstown. It's nestled here by Tuminaro in his own zone. Tuminaro faking out Simpson. Tuminaro feeding it left. Briefly two mates there as Tolan, great speed and drop here to Schultz. Now spun to the point. Kemps to the right, shorter stick on puck there. Off of Phantom. And that appeared to be Anderson on the coverage. Phantom's back in their own zone. Orlowski will get it. Here from Houston, Orlowski powering down the right wing. Will stroll the puck toward the base of the steel net. Left side shorter, retrieves. Rooney there, double teamed. Anderson got a piece with Orlowski. Good check by Kemps. His game has definitely gone on the ascent. Jonas Kemps. Kemps still working. Orlowski towers down. Kemps has the puck in the near corner. Chews it out in the 2-1 steel lead. Tolant looking left for Schultz. Schultz digging in for Rooney, but he's off the puck. Tolan will feed it in deep. I love it. I've liked a lot what I've seen out of Tolan. He's got size, he's got speed, he's got playmaking ability so far. I've really liked his game tonight. I had a chance in the first that just doesn't really make it complicated. He gets pucks deep, plays hard, finishes his checks. Sounds accurate to me. Murphy dumps it in deep. Gockler the body. Retrieved by Millett. Back to Gockler. Gockler with a helper in the first. Trying to ripple it ahead for Crowder. And somebody once told me that development isn't linear. Definitely. But I think there's a lot. These last stretch of games for the Steel, 26 or so remaining, big for everybody on this club. Celebrating the Fox Valley Farewell Tour. Still in the offensive zone, looking to get to the forecheck. Crowder along with Kudrick and Gockler as the puck here, the far corner, Gockler on it. Beaks it now left side for Spagnuolo. Can't take it cleanly, and it's the Phantoms the other way in transition. Sasaki dangles, and he is offside because Richard Zimlicka was ahead of the play with 13:31. And the Steel take the lead 2-1. On the Steel Broadcast and Audio Network here in the middle frame. Your voice of the Chicago Steel welcoming Phantoms Nation. The Cavelli Cadets of the broadcast, 2-1 Chicago, 13:31 here in the middle frame as Malachi McKinnon. What'd you say, jostling? Timmy caused the announcer problems. McKinnon calling for the puck here as he falls down and gives it to Marco Sinercha. 13:20 here in the middle frame. McKinnon, though, who had 12 points in his last 3 games before Wednesday night, as the only goal for Youngstown. This one slowly into the Steel territory. Tuminaro whacks at it, goes behind the net. Tumanaro's there, lugs it on his backhand. McKinnon gives him a crunch, freeing the puck for Miller. Now it's Omen winning the battle, getting it back for Sinercha. Arches it right, ping-pongs all the way back, and pinballs into the Phantom zone. Still make a clean change here. Shots 14-11 Youngstown, 2-1 Chicago as Thompson eluding pressure in his defensive zone. Snaps it to Wilson. Wilson hedges it, looking for McKinnon, can't take it cleanly. Shorter scored the first goal of the evening in his career. Now to Charlton, top of the side. Wrister saved by Trey Ball. Into the far corner, Hextall is there. Wilson sauces it ahead. McKinnon on his horse, looking to get it to the net. He's sealed up, and the puck almost goes in here. Not sure if it is in. There's just a clump of bodies as Kemp's knocking down his man, and Loivara turning to his right. It's angled, but I don't think it's in the net. There's no call, but that was a very interesting play. Well, Kemp's again just keeps getting better and better, and McKinnon racing to the net here. And I can't see a replay, so I'm not going to be able to, but Coach Ryan Ward's not going to challenge at the moment. Well, he might. Nope, doesn't look like it. But again, doing good work there. Kemp standing his ground, just The remains of that, just some heavy bodies. Again, McKinnon listed at 5'9", 177. I was surprised by that too last game. Still think he's a little bit bigger. And then you get Jonas Kemps, 6'6", 197. But I think the way that McKinnon's speed, he looks like he's a 6'1" guy out there. 2-1 Chicago face-off in the steel zone. Rusinski and Asadori. Asadori in the goal. The assist on Crowder's 10th of the campaign is a shot by Houston, the Youngstown native. Picked up, feet off, turns around the left circle, fires off the side of the net. Rusinski. Buffalo Sabres property now shreds. Falls down, makes the pass. Speed off to the blue line. Tepley doesn't shoot. He'll squander it on his backhand to Houston. Sharp angle shot never got through, but it got through to Simpson. He'll fire top of the left circle, wrister, and miss the net. Charlton on the scrap. Intercepted by Youngstown here defensively. Phantoms. Good work by Speedoff, who's been noticeable, but we get a whistle here outside the Phantom zone with 11:44 in the middle frame. 2-1 Chicago. Best place to chill inside the Fox Valley Ice Arena is the newly expanded Coors Light Chill Zone. The Chill Zone offers couches, high top seating right on the glass, and accommodates 10 to 75 guests. Call 855-51-STEEL or visit ChicagoSteelHockey.